Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's dual meet between Marshalltown High School and your team's Little Cyclones. The Bobcats are coached by head coach Andy Nelson. And your team's Type 5 Little Cyclones are coached by head coach Joe Fisher. We'll now ask that all rise and are able to remove your hats for the national anthem performed by Gilbert High School senior Alex Fowler.
Welcome everyone to the Dan Fleming Pool here on the campus of Ames High School, where this evening the Little Cyclone Grils will be taking on the Marshalltown Bobcats. Should be a great night tonight of fast swimming as people look to continue improving on their times from earlier in the season. So let's remind everybody the order of events today will be 200-yard medley relay, 200-yard freestyle, 200-yard individual medley, 50-yard freestyle, diving, 100-yard butterfly, 100-yard freestyle, 500-yard freestyle, 200-yard freestyle relays in here twice. I don't believe it's actually the second event. That's never been the case for me. So anyway, 200-yard freestyle relay, then 100 back, 100 breast, and 400-yard freestyle relay. Just a couple minutes here as you get the backstroke flags back up. Particularly helpful to those backstroke flags on the 200 medley relay, 200 IM, and later this evening the 100-yard backstroke. We just had a couple of Ames teams in this movie here. We'll also be swimming, junior varsity followed by varsity as we go throughout the evening. Ready to roll here of the day, which will be the girls 200-yard medley relay junior varsity. Swimming in lane 4, it'll be Twee Feisel, Violet Rummery, Annalise Johnson, and Emma Schmidt. And the B relay, no time for them on the season thus far. And in lane 6 for Ames, it'll be Avi Nemi, Emma Warmy, Stella Ellis, and Sophie Fox. They'll be the A relay. They come in with a seed time of 2 minutes, 34.04 seconds. Once again, the leadoff leg in lane 4, that's Twee Feisel, and in lane 6, Avi Nemi. Sitting in a little different location down on the deck today instead of up in my perch, so if I struggle a little with what lanes people are in, that might be why. Just testing out some of the new gear here, and be a little easier if I'm down on the deck today. So it'll be a new experience for me. So Twee Feisel looks like she's going to be first to the wall for the B relay, sitting in lane 4. She comes in with a 42-82 split. In the water in lane 4 now, it's Violet Rummery. She'll be doing the breaststroke leg. For the A relay in lane 6, that'll be Emma Warmy on the breaststroke leg there. Already making up the gap that Tui Faisal created in that first leg. So Warmy and Rummery touched the wall, all even up as they turn for home in this junior varsity heat of the 200-yard medley relay. Warmy starting to give a little bit of a lead to the A relay. As we come into the wall, the butterfly swimmers will be Annalise Johnson in lane 4 and Stella Ellis just hitting the water in lane 6. So a 44.71 for Warmy and a 49.63 for Rummery on those breaststroke splits. A relay with probably about a half a body length lead here as we make the turn to come back on this butterfly leg. The lead kind of stabilizing about a half a body length to a body length lead here. Anchor legs are going to be Sophie Fox in lane 6 for the A relay and Emma Schmidt in lane 4 for the B relay. Those splits 38.69 in lane 4 for Annalise Johnson and Stella Ellis. Okay, my screen's messed up, says 2:15, so can't give you a split for Stella Ellis. So Sophie Fox going to be to the wall first here for the A relay. Finally putting a bit of a distance between the A relay and the B relay. Seem to maybe having a timing problem in lane 6. We'll have to see what happens, but 37.91. All right, at this varsity heat of the 200-yard medley relay, in lane 3 we'll have Marshalltown. It's A relay. Addie Elmore, Rachel Case, Alex Lesek, and Libby Meyer. In lane 4 for Ames B relay with a 2:10:35 C time, we'll have Lillian Ostermeyer, Claire Wang, Aubrey Hansen, and Lily Vanderlinden. In lane 5 for Marshalltown's B relay, it'll be Emma Case, Adele, Beek, Macy Gummert, and Frankie Long. In lane 6, the Ames A relay with a 1:53:40, Kai Thompson, Maddie Hermson, Ellie McCorkle, and Maya Mogard. In lane 7 for Marshalltown, Harley Thatcher, Zoe Powles, Serenity Holtzclaw, and Aya Karoon. First to the wall, it's lane 6. That'd be Kai Thompson for Ames. Meanwhile, quite the battle in lanes 3, 4, and 5 between Marshalltown's A and B and the Ames B. 29-26 split for Kai Thompson to give Ames a good full 3-second lead. Maddie Hermson charging through this breaststroke for Ames. Looks like she might add a little bit to the lead. Her split of 33.72. Followed by a 34.05, 36.39. So she definitely does add to the lead. Ellie McCorkle on the butterfly leg here, extending her lead over the other teams in this relay. Looks like the Marshalltown B relay on my sheet is actually the second place team at the moment, followed by the Marshalltown A and Ames B duking it out for that third spot here in this relay. So bringing it home for the Ames A relay, that'll be Maya Mogard on the freestyle leg. 1:55.88, so a little slower than the fastest time on the year for that A relay. Well, meanwhile, we got a race between the Marshalltown A and the Ames B for second place. It's Ames B coming in at 2:08.49, followed by Marshalltown's A 2:09.99. And the Marshalltown B rounding out our top four with a 2:10.59. Some of the anchor here for the Marshalltown C relay, that is Aya Karoon. Just going under the backstroke flags, bringing us in to wrap up our medley relays today. Next up, it'll be the girls' 200-yard freestyle, junior varsity. Looks like just two Ames swimmers. Take a look through my sheet here, see how often we might actually have. Looks like most of our junior varsity races today will be Ames only. A couple instances maybe where we won't have any junior varsity swimmers today. So anyway, up next in this girls 200-yard freestyle junior varsity, swimming in lane 4, Annalise Johnson of Ames with a 3:01.61. Best time this season. And in lane 6, Stella Ellis of Ames. 3:01.25, so theoretically we could have a very good race between these two individuals today. The turn first to the wall looks like it's Stella Ellis. About a half a body length lead already on her teammate Annalise Johnson. So it's Ellis to the wall first with just short of a body length lead with that opening split of a 37.87. Johnson making the 50-yard turn with the 40.91. Looks like Ellis extending her lead out to a couple of body lengths here as we near the 100-yard mark of this. Of this 200-yard freestyle, so this split of 41.28. So 37 to 41, not too much of a slowdown given the block start gives you close to 3 seconds advantage over making a turn on the wall. 44.61 for Annalise Johnson, so both of these swimmers having very similar splits for their first 250s in this 200-yard freestyle. Stella Ellis out to about a 2.5 to 3 body length lead. That last split, 43.37 for her, so dropping off a couple of seconds from that last split. Annalise Johnson, 43.17, so Annalise actually making up a couple of tenths of a second on that last 50. Stella Ellis about to wrap up her 200 here. At 2:43.59, a 41.07. Annalise Johnson, though, with the faster last 50 of the two with the 38.14, coming home in a 2:46.83. Both of those best times on the season by far. All right, up next, it's event 4, the girls 200-yard freestyle varsity. Swimming in lane 3, it'll be Emma Case from Marshalltown. In lane 4, Alex Powers of Ames. In lane 5, Drea Sarin from Marshalltown. In lane 6, it'll be Draylon Light from Ames with a 206.33 best time thus far this season. In lane 7, it'll be Libby Meyer of Marshalltown. And in lane 8, swimming for Ames High School Little Cyclones, it'll be Megan McLeod with a 2:13.47. It's like the early lead going to lane 4 right now. That'd be Alex Powers as she does hit the wall first at the 50. Not too far behind her in lane 6, that is Jalen Light. So it's Ames 1-2 at the moment. And followed by Marshalltown's, excuse me, Sarin Drea in 3rd at the moment. Opening 50, 28-22 for Alex Powers, followed by Jalen Light's 29-32 and Drea Sarin's 30-29. It's like Alex extending her lead a little bit here. She comes to the wall at the 100. Her last split a 30.9, so adding just a little less than 3 seconds, 59.12 for her 100, followed by Jalen Light at a 101.04, 31.72, last 50 for her. It is still Drea Sarin of Marshalltown in 3rd. $31.78 for Alex Powers on her last 50. $32.63 for Jalen Light as they go 1-2. Sarin Drea just clinging to 3rd over Megan McLeod by 0.2 of a second. 139.31 for Sarin Drea. Megan McLeod with a 139.51. Megan making up almost a full second on that last 50 on Sarin Drea. So Alex Powers coming to the wall first here. She's going to hit the wall in a 2:02.01. Jalen Light second, 2:07.35. And it is going to be Megan McLeod third in a 2:13.23. Sarin Drea dropping to 4th, 2:14.48. And Emma Casers for Marshalltown 5th in a 2:14.98. And Libby Meyer, the third, or Meyer Libby, excuse me, the third. Yeah, Libby Meyer, the third swimmer for Marshalltown in a 2:30.85. So in the girls' 200-yard individual medley, there is no junior varsity race for those of you keeping track at home. So we'll move on to event 6 in the girls' 200-yard individual medley for varsity. Swimming in lane 3, it'll be Addie Elmore of Marshalltown. No time for her. In lane 4, Addison Binkowski of Ames with a 2:31.34. Maisie Gummert will be in lane 5 for Marshalltown with no time. In lane 6, Maddie Hermson of Ames with a 2:24.48. Nubby Nolan swimming in lane 7, and in lane 8 we'll have Claire Wang of Ames with a best time this season of 2:39.46. This 200-yard individual medley varsity. Looks like lane 6 is going to get to the wall first. That'll be Maddie Hermson of Ames, followed closely by Addison Binkowski. Those two with close to a body length lead over 3rd place. That would be Macy Gummert of Marshalltown. So Binkowski and Hermsen turning almost simultaneously, 30.58 and 30.64 for those two swimmers. Gummert about 2 seconds back as we transition to the backstroke. Still Hermsen and Binkowski swimming almost stroke for stroke here as we near the end of the backstroke. Binkowski with maybe a little over an arm's length lead as they come to the wall. So Binkowski, our first place swimmer, a 37.50 backstroke leg, 108.14 total at the midway point. 37.95 for Maddie Hermsen's backstroke, 108.53, back about 3 to 4 tenths of a second. Macy Gummert, third place with the 1:15 midway point time. Excuse me, actually Addie Elmore third, Macy Gummert fourth, 1:15.36 and 1:15.93 for those two swimmers. So it's going to be Hermsen to the wall first with a 41.58 breaststroke split, followed by Binkowski with a 44.81. That's a 150.11 split, or cumulative time, excuse me, for Hermsen. 152.95 for Binkowski. 201.81 for Addie Elmore. And a 201.95 for Claire Wine, who's now challenging for third place here with Addie Elmore. So lane 8 and lane 3 in a dogfight on this freestyle to see who gets third place in this race. Maddie Hermsen first with a 34.13 split on her freestyle, giving her a cumulative time of 2:24. Binkowski second, 34.46 freestyle split, 2:27.41. Third does go to Addie Elmore of Marshalltown, 2:36.05. Claire Wang winds up third, 2:37.61. Next, we'll have two heats of the JV this time. It'll be the girls' 50-yard freestyle junior varsity. So in lane 4, it'll be Julia Gray of Ames. She's an exhibition swimmer, won't be counting in any junior varsity team scores. Matter of fact, this whole heat is exhibition. So once again, in lane 4, Julia Gray of Ames. Lane 4, Twee Feisel of Ames. Lane 6, Violet Rummery of Ames. Lane 7, Emma Schmidt of Ames. And in lane 8, Savi Sirigaretti, also of Ames. Feisel with a 37.65 best time on the season. Rummery 37.32. Schmidt 37.39. And Sirigaretti 53.06. So lanes 5, 6, and 7, their seed times within just a couple tenths of a second of each other. We'll see if that plays out in this race, but the early lead clearly going to Julia Gray in lane 4. She's already made the turn for home as the other swimmers go under the backstroke flag. So looks like our clear winner is going to be Julia Gray. Let's see what her time is as she comes to the wall. She hits the wall in a 28.59. Meanwhile, just like we said with the seed times, it's going to be extremely close between Feisel, Rummery, and Schmidt. Looks like it might be Schmidt. It is Schmidt, 38.01. Feisel with a 38.29. Rummery in half a second back of Schmidt with a 38.56. And Sirigaretti going to drop some serious time with a 47.67. Her previous best time, 53.06. So dropping 6 seconds from her previous best time this season. So up next, we're going to have Heat 2 of the junior varsity 50-yard freestyle. In lane 4, it'll be Sophie Fox of Ames with a 31.91. In lane 5, it'll be Zoe Powles of Marshalltown with no time. In lane 6, Mickey Jacobson of Ames, 31.27. 7, Serenity Holtzclaw of Marshalltown with no time. In lane 8, Emma Warmy of Ames with a 35.46. And rounding out this heat, swimming in lane 9 from Marshalltown, Aya Karoon. So we're Marshalltown, Ames, Marshalltown, Ames, Marshalltown, Ames as we go top to bottom. I haven't mentioned that. I guess I should have lane 1. It's at the top of your screen, though we're not using that today. Lane 10 at the bottom, not using that one as well. Helps you identify lanes as I make comments throughout the evening. And everyone's in the water. We'll see if anybody jumps out to a quick early lead. Actually pretty even across lanes 4, 5, and 6. That would be Fox, Pals and Jakobsen all turning together as they make the turn for home. Who's going to have a little more in the tank? Who's going to take fewer breaths? Looks like Fox may be inching. Oh no, never mind that. Here comes Jakobsen now as we get closer to the wall. It's Jakobsen and Fox. Who's it going to be? It is Jakobsen, 31:58. Followed by Sophie Fox, 31:83. Zoe Powell's third in a 31:89 for Marshalltown. Fourth goes to Serenity Holtzclaw, Marshalltown in a 35:84. There's your top 6 as we round out the girls' junior varsity 50-yard freestyle. Next up, the girls' 50-yard freestyle for varsity. In lane 3, we're going to have Alex Lasak of Marshalltown. In lane 4, it's Kai Thompson of Ames with a 26:40 best time on the season. In lane 5, Leah Hernandez of Marshalltown. In lane 6, it's Ellie McCorkle of Ames with a 25:45. In lane 7, Frankie Long. And in lane 8, Maya Mogard of Ames with a 26:56. Once again, Thompson with a 26:40, McCorkle 25:45, Mogard 26:56. Those are your best times. In the middle of the pool, looks like Ellie McCorkle going to make the turn for home first. Followed by Leah Hernandez of Marshalltown and Kai Thompson. Watch out for Maya Mogard, though. Down at the bottom, the win does go to Ellie McCorkle, 25:02, followed by Leah Hernandez, 25:51. Kai Thompson, third for Ames in a 26:41. Fourth going to Maya Mogard down there in lane 8, 26:95. Alex Lasak, fifth with a 30:07, and Frankie Long rounding out our 600 finishers with a 32:37. All right, next up, they're going to get the pool ready for diving. There'll be some warm-up dives there before actually beginning the diving competition. So we're going to turn most of the announcing over to our diving PA person here shortly. Take the moment now to switch this system, if you will. Over to diving.
Diving order for this evening is going to be Janaya Proctor, Ames, Lucy York, Ames, Harley Thatcher, Marshalltown, Molly Engelman, Ames, Rhea Mason, Ames, and Zoe Rummer, Ames. Janaya Proctor, Ames, with dive 5221D, backward somersault, half twist free, difficulty 1.7. Lucy, Ames, dive 5231D, backwards 1.5 somersault, half twist free, difficulty 1.8. Apologies. 5.5. Harley, Marshalltown with dive 5122D, forward somersault, full twist free, difficulty 1.8. Molly, Ames, dive 5122D, forward somersault, full twist free, difficulty 1.8. Rhiannon, Ames, dive 5211A, back dive, half twist straight, difficulty 1.8. 104C, forward double somersaults tuck, difficulty 2.2. Forward somersault, double twist, free, difficulty 2.3. Molly, dive 103B, forward 1.5 somersaults height, difficulty 1.7. Rhiannon, dive 401C, inward dive tuck, difficulty 1.4. Zoe, dive 202A, backward somersault straight, difficulty 1.7. Round 3, Janaya, dive 104C, forward double somersaults tuck, difficulty 2.2. Lucy, dive 303C, reverse 1.5 somersaults tuck, difficulty 2.1. Harley, dive 104C, forward double somersaults tuck, difficulty 2.2. Molly, dive 104C, forward double 2.2. Rhiannon, dive 202C, backward somersault tuck, difficulty 1.5. Zoe, dive 5221D, backwards somersault, half twist free, difficulty 1.7. Round 4, Janaya, dive 402C, inward somersault tuck, difficulty 1.6. Lucy, dive 203C, backwards 1.5 somersaults tuck, difficulty 2.0. Harley, dive 301B, reverse dive height, difficulty 1.7. Zoe, dive 401C, inward dive tuck, difficulty 1.4. Round 5, Janaya, dive 201C, back dive top, difficulty 1.5. Lucy, dive 403C, inward 1.5 somersaults tuck, difficulty 2.2. Harley, dive 201A, back dive straight, difficulty 1.7. Molly, dive 301C, reverse dive tuck, difficulty 1.6. Rhiannon, dive 102C, forward somersault tuck, difficulty 1.4. Zoe, dive 101C, forward dive tuck, difficulty 1.2. Round 6, Janaya, dive 5321D, reverse somersault, half twist free, difficulty 1.8. Lucy, dive 5132D, forward 1.5 somersaults, full twist, free, difficulty 2.2. 6. Harley, dive 5223D, backwards somersault, 1.5 twist free, difficulty 2.3. Seven, 6.57. Molly, dive 5223D, backwards somersault, 1.5 twist free, difficulty 2.3. Rhiannon, dive 5121D, forward somersault, half twist free, difficulty 1.7. Final diver, Zoe, dive 102A, forward somersault straight, difficulty 1.6.
All right, that will conclude our diving this evening. Molly Engelman taking top honors with 244.85 points. Remains second, 225.70. Harley Thatcher, Marshalltown, 206.95. Rounds out the top three. Janai Proctor remains 156.45. Zoe Rummer, 137.10. And Brianna Mason, 16:35. We'll take a short break here, get everything set back up for swimming. Lane lines moved over, backstroke flags moved back to their appropriate location. I guess we have 5 to 10 minutes. Then we'll kick things off again with the 100-yard butterfly. So great to have you here this evening. Back to short.
The pool is not open.
update on team scores. Junior varsity, race this evening. It's Ames returning to Marshalltown on 6. On the varsity side, Ames High School currently with 48 points. Marshalltown has 14. So we approach the second half of our evening here. We'll have the 100 butterfly, 100 freestyle, 500 freestyle, 200 freestyle relay, and then a short break, I believe. And then we'll hit the 100 backstroke, 100 breaststroke, and the 400-yard freestyle relay. Taking a quick look at what we have here. We have no 100-yard butterfly junior varsity. We'll have some 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. No 500 freestyle junior varsity. No junior varsity 200 freestyle. 200-yard freestyle relay. We'll have backstroke JV, breaststroke JV, and no 400-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. So it looks like we just have backstroke and breaststroke junior varsity for the rest of our time together today. That'll move things along rather quickly as we go throughout the evening here. Wrap things up with plenty of time for people to get cleaned up, tidied up, pack up all the equipment here, and get home at a reasonable time this evening. So let's see. Let me find upcoming events for us here too for the The Ames girls in their first meet of the year back on September 2nd took on Mason City at Mason City, won 134-50. That was followed up a week later by a trip to Ottumwa where Ames won 140-22. That one was here, my bad, 140-29. And Ames traveled to the Linmar Girls Swim and Dive Invitational where they placed 5th amongst about 14 teams, it looks like, so that was a strong showing there. 16th, they were at Fort Dodge, won 138-36, and traveled to the Waukee Swim and Dive Invite. Absolutely gorgeous pool down there at Waukee, 2 10-lane competitions. Imagine two of what we have here, and you'd be getting pretty close to what exists at Waukee. That even includes the scoreboard, 2 scoreboards, 2 10-lane competition pools. I don't remember how many warm-up and cool-down lanes, but several of those as well. Anyway, the Ames girls finished 4th there, 275 points out of the about 8 teams it looks like. And we have our meet here this evening, so a week from tonight, the girls will be at Roosevelt, 5:30 p.m. to take on the Rough Riders. Then on October 4th, back here at the Dan Flannery Pool at Ames High School, we'll have the Ames Girls Swim and Dive Invite. So we'll have 8 teams there as well. So then on October 7th, here at the Dan Flannery Pool, Ames will be taking on Des Moines North. Then the divers for the Amesville Cyclones on October 18th will be in Marshalltown at the YMCA for the Bobcat All-Dive Invite. October 21st, we'll have the conference meet. That'll be hosted in Mason City's new pool. Can't say that I've been there, but I'm sure that is a nice facility as well. That'll be the diving portion on the 21st, I should say, and then the actual conference swim portion will be on October 23rd, also at the Mason City High School pool. So that gives you a little glimpse as to where we've been and where we're going this year as far as the Amesville Cyclone swimming goes. About 2 or 3 more minutes here. Back up and running. Looks like we have one more minute before we'll move into kicking off our next segment of this evening. Binkowski with 4 points on the evening. Stella Ellis with 6. Molly Engelman with 6. Sophie Fox with 6. Maddie Hermson 6. Annalise Johnson 4. Jalen White 4. Megan McLeod 4. Ellie McCorkle 6. Maya Mogard 2. Alex Powell 6. Janiyah Proctor 2. Kai Thompson 3. Claire Wang 2. Nikki Jacobson 6. And Lucy York 4. Those are your scoring varsity swimmers thus far this evening. All right, looks like we're ready to get going again here with the 100-yard butterfly varsity. Just a reminder, there will not be a junior varsity. We're jumping right into the varsity heat here. In lane 3, we'll have Rachel Case from Marshalltown in lane 3. Lane 4 will be Aubrey Hansen for Ames, 105.53 for her this season. In lane 5, Adele Beek from Marshalltown. In lane 6, Addison Binkowski from Ames with a 104.44. Lane 7 will be empty. In lane 8, we'll have Lillian Ostermeyer of Ames, 120.28. Those will be your swimmers in this varsity heat of the 100-yard butterfly. It's like the early lead going to lanes 4 and 6. That would be Aubrey Hansen and Addison Binkowski. They're the first ones to make the turn at the 25. As they come up out of the water, it's still those two in a very close race. Looks like Binkowski maybe with a slight lead over Hansen. We'll see as they come to the wall, extremely even. It is Binkowski first at the 50-30-28, followed by Aubrey Hansen at 30-64. The other three swimmers all within 2.5 of a second of each other. Rachel Case, Adele Beek, and Lillian Ostermeyer. Battle for third there, even a battle for first between Hansen and Binkowski. So two very distinct races here this evening in the 100-yard butterfly. Looks like Binkowski getting the better of Hansen out to about a half a body length lead as we go under the backstroke flags. It's going to be Binkowski to the wall first with a 104.60, 34.32 last 50 for her. 105.90 for Hansen of Ames with a 35.26. Third place swimmer is going to be for Marshalltown. That would be Adele Beek. 39.80 last 50, 114.08 for her. Lillian Ostermeyer picks up fourth for Ames, 116.26. And Rachel Case of Marshalltown, our fifth swimmer in that heat, 117.13. Next up, we'll have a couple of junior varsity heats of the 100-yard freestyle. The first will be an all-exhibition heat, all swimmers from Ames. In lane 4, it'll be Sophie Fox. No time for her this season. In lane 5, Emma Schmidt, 126.34. In lane 6, Avi Nini, 118.35. And in lane 7, Julia Gray of Ames. No time for her. So once again, it's Fox in 4, Schmidt in 5, Nini in 6, and Gray in 7. Once again, the 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. Looks like the early lead is Julia Gray down there in lane 7, easily the first person to the wall by a body length, 25 yards into this 100-yard freestyle. Second looks to be Sophie Fox in lane 4, followed by Avi Nini in 6 and Emma Schmidt in 5. Split for Julia Gray, 30-74 on that opening 50 in this 100-yard freestyle. Second place is going to be Sophie Fox with a 35-31, Avi Nini 37-27, and Emma Schmidt with a 40-17. Julia Gray making the turn for home already. Close to a half a pool length for her. Not pretty much a half a pool length lead for Julia Gray as she wraps up this 100-yard freestyle. Looks to me like she's going to be about 103, 104. 104.01 for Julia Gray. Sophie Fox going to be our next swimmer up there in lane 4 to touch the wall. Her final time is a 1:14.65, followed by Nini's 1:17.20. And Emma Schmidt going to come to the wall here. Let's look at and we don't get a good touch from Emma Schmidt, so out of luck on that one. All right, next up is Heat 2 of the 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. This is an all Ames heat. There will be no Marshalltown swimmers. Just 3 Ames swimmers in lanes 4, 6, and 8. In 4, it'll be Stella Ellis of Ames with a 109.68. In lane 6, Annalise Johnson of Ames with a 108.40. And in lane 8, Nikki Jacobson of Ames with a 110.39. Those are our 3 swimmers here in Heat 2 of the girls 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. A little slow to enter the water, Nikki Jacobson. We'll see if that hurts her as we move throughout this. Well, it does look like it's Johnson and Jacobson in 6 and 8. First to the wall is those two, almost simultaneous. So close I can't tell you who is there first. Looks like Jacobson may be getting a bit of a slight lead, at least from my camera shot from up above. And down here as they go by me, as they come to the wall, it is Jacobson, Johnson, Ellis, but it's an extremely close race. 34-16, 35-06, 35-30, so just about 1 second separating all 3 of those swimmers halfway through the 100-yard freestyle. Another dead even turn between Johnson and Jacobson in 6 and 8 as they see who's got more left to get home. It looks like it's going to be Annalise Johnson who's going to get to the wall first. It won't be by more than about an arm's length, so it is Annalise Johnson, 109.53, a 34.47 last 50 for her. Nikki Jacobson second, 35.81, her last split, 109.97, her total time. Stella Ellis wraps up her 100-yard freestyle with a 1:12.56. All right, up next it'll be the 100-yard freestyle still, but moving on to the varsity race. In lane 3, it'll be Emma Cates from Marshalltown. In lane 4, Maya Mogard from Ames with a 58.46. In lane 5, Leah Hernandez from Marshalltown. In lane 6, it's Ellie McCorkle from Ames with a 54.74. In lane 7, Libby Meyer of Marshalltown. And in lane 8, swimming for Ames, it's Lily Vanderlinden with a 59.68. Once again, Mogard in lane 4, 58.46. McCorkle in 6, 54.74. In lane 8, Vanderlinden 59.68. Those are their best times on this season thus far. McCorkle out to a quick lead as we race to the 25-yard end of the pool. And it is McCorkle turning first, followed closely by Hernandez. McCorkle about a half a body length lead as we hit the halfway point in this. 25.67 for McCorkle, 26.88 for Hernandez. Third, Vanderlinden in a 27.98. Head for home, it is going to be McCorkle and Hernandez. Those are going to be your top two. Looks like the third's going to be Vanderlinden down there in 8. Fourth looks like it's going to go to Maya Mogard. So it's Ellie McCorkle, 53.78. Leah Hernandez, second for Marshalltown, 56.39. Third goes to Vanderlinden in a 58.47. Mogard for Ames, 1 minute, 0.14 seconds. Emma Case, fifth, 102.15. And Libby Meyer rounding out our 6 swimmers with a 103.52. All right, next up, I believe this is going to be the varsity 500-yard freestyle for, I said varsity already, so there is no junior varsity. So swimming in lane 3 in this 500-yard freestyle for varsity, it will be Drea Saring of Marshalltown. In lane 4, Jalen Light of Ames. In lane 5, Macy Gumert of Marshalltown. In lane 6, Alex Powers of Ames. In lane 7, it's Serenity Holtzclaw of Marshalltown. And in lane 8, it'll be Megan McLeod of Ames. Megan, our only swimmer with a seed time, or a time this year that's been entered into this system. Her time, 5 minutes, 40.74 seconds. A lot of movement can happen in this 500 freestyle. Some people go out fast, hang on. Some people bring it at the end. Some people try to swim even. So we'll see what we have here today. Powers out to the early lead in this 500-yard freestyle. Look like second, Jalen Light at the moment. 29.14 for Powers. Jalen Light, 30.58. Macy Gummert, 31.04. And 31.48 for Drea Searing. Powers moving out to maybe even as much as a 3 body length lead here over the rest of the field. 31.88 split for her on that last 50. Light second, 3 seconds back on that 50, 34.35. Third, Macy Gummer to Marshalltown, 34.35. And fourth, Megan McLeod, 33.90. Start to look at how even people's splits are here with this next 50. So Powers now with a 29.14, 31.68, 31.87. So she's making an attempt to settle in at just under 32. Jalen Light looks like she's going to swim right around 34s. She's at 30.58, 34.3, 33.9. Macy Gummert looks like she might be settling in at 35-ish. 31.04, 31.35, 35.15. Powers with a 32.53 last 50, so slowing down a little bit from the upper 31s into the mid-32s. Light still in second place, pretty consistently right around 34 still. Megan McLeod moving up to third after being fifth after the first 50. Swimming 34.5s pretty consistently. Her last 3 all in that neighborhood. Powers 32.9, slowing down a little bit. About 3 or 4 tenths per 50. We'll see if that continues or she evens out somewhere along the way. 34.37 for Light, so she's definitely settled in the low 34s. Megan McLeod third, also in the low 34s. About 1.5 seconds back from Jalen Light at that last 50. Alex Powers now at 32.74. So she seems to have settled in that upper 32s, I would say, at least for now. Alex Powers has. Jalen Light drops a second on that last 50 from 34.37 down to 33.59 to take a little stronger hold on second place over Megan McLeod with the 34.44 last 50. Gummert in fourth, swimming right about 36s now. Last two, matter of fact, 36.01 on each of her last two 50s. Alex Powers now passing the 350 mark, 33.57. Her slowest split thus far. 33.83 for Jalen Light, 34.77. So by far the most consistent swimmer so far, Megan McLeod, just banging out mid-34s, a few tenths over, a few tenths under. Not a lot of movement anywhere else. It does appear Jalen Light settled in the 33 neighborhood. So Powers at the 400 mark, 33.83, so slowing down ever so slightly, but with a pretty commanding lead of 10 seconds over Jalen Light and 15 seconds over Megan McLeod. Macy Gummert, our first Marshalltown swimmer, still in fourth. She's been swimming 36 plus or minus very consistently now, so good for her. Bell lap for Alex Powers now after passing the 450-yard mark. Another 33.8 for her. We'll see what she's got left in the tank as she comes home here. So Alex Powers going to be our winner in this 500-yard freestyle in a 5:25:23, 33:16. Final 50 for her. Final 50 for Jalen Light, our second place finisher, a 33.81, 5:36.58 total time for her. Megan McLeod, our third swimmer, 32.89, so the fastest last 50 of the four swimmers that have finished so far. 5:41.30 for Megan McLeod. Marshalltown's Macy Gummert, 34.75 in her last 50, 5:50.25 for her. That 5:40.74 for Megan McLeod, just about 1 second, is all off of her best time so far this season. Looks like Serenity Holtzclaw still got a little ways to go. A couple 100 yards, it looks like. Maybe we have some touches that didn't work, I'm wondering. Looking at her splits, and I did not notice during the race, but I'm pretty sure she hasn't been swimming 1:33. Looks like Serenity on her last 50 now. They've adjusted the scoreboard to reflect that. Next up after this, it'll be the varsity 200-yard freestyle relay. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races left on the evening. Serenity bringing it to the wall with everything she's got left. 45.01 last 50 split for Serenity. Wrap up our 500-yard freestylers with a 7:35.76. All right, next up it'll be the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay for varsity. There's the whistle to tell us we're getting ready. So in lane 3, assuming for Marshalltown, it'll be their B relay made up of Alex Lasak, Livy Meyer, Macy Gummert, and Frankie Long. In lane 4, it'll be the Ames B relay of Aubrey Hansen, Lily Vanderlinden, Lillian Ostermeyer, and Megan McLeod. In lane 5, it'll be Marshalltown's A relay. Made up of Adele Beek, Rachel Case, Drea Sarin, and Leah Hernandez. In lane 6, it'll be the Ames A relay. Seat time at 1:47.32. Addison Binkowski, Maddie Hermson, Jalen Light, and Alex Powers. In lane 7, Marshalltown C, made up of Zoe Powles, Harley Thatcher, Aya Karoon, and Serenity Holtzclaw. In lane 8, it'll be the Ames C relay. Emma Warmy, P. Faisal, Savi Sirigaretti, and Sophie Fox. Pretty even across the pool here in our second leg. Libby Meyer in 3, Lily Vanderlyn in 4, Rachel Case 5, Maddie Hermson 6, Harley Thatcher 7, and Twee Faisal in 8. So our first 3 teams all within about 0.6 of a second of each other after 2 legs of this race, still extremely close. Between lanes 4, 5, and 6. Looks like Jalen Light starting to give Ames a lead here as we come to the wall. Matter of fact, a little over a body length now as Jalen Light hands off, if you will, to Alex Powers. Marshalltown second now. Leah Hernandez, their anchor swimmer, and Megan McLeod, the anchor swimmer for Ames in lane 4. Looks like things are stretched out pretty well, and our top 4 pretty clear now. So it's the Ames A relay, 1:46.82. That'll be their best time in the season so far. Second is Marshalltown, a 1:50.15. Ames B relay, a 1:54.92. Marshalltown B, a 2-minute, 0.31 seconds. Marshalltown C wraps up in a 2:32.02. For the Ames A relay, that winning crew was Binkowski, Hermson, Light, and Powers. Second place for Marshalltown, it was Beek, Case, Sarin, and Hernandez. Ames High C.
All right, we're going to take a look here. The pool will be open for 5 minutes. Pool will be open for 5 minutes.
So Ames High C wraps up in a 2:36.99. If you didn't catch that from the PA announcer, we're going to have a 5-minute break before we head into our final section of the night. Races in the final section will have a 100-yard backstroke junior varsity. A couple of Ames swimmers there, followed by the 100-yard backstroke for varsity. Then we do have a 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity where we'll have 3 Ames swimmers. Next up, it'll be the girls' 100-yard breaststroke varsity. And then we'll conclude our evening with the 400-yard freestyle relay, varsity only. So we still have about 4 minutes before we get started here. scores for varsity thus far this evening. Ames 151. Marshalltown 39. Couple minutes left until we start up our last section this evening. In case you're out in the kitchen grabbing a snack, making dinner. Should be just about ready to get started, everyone. Got at least one swimmer at the blocks. I see more than 5 minutes have passed, so that said, we have not cleared the pool yet. Both of our swimmers are at the blocks ready to go. Looks like our officials about ready. All right, pool is closed, so. Clearing the pool now, so we'll get ready on our final section this evening. All right, 100-yard backstroke junior varsity. We have two swimmers in this heat, both from Ames High School. So in lane 4, it'll be Violet Rummery. Seed time this season of a 1:43.61. In lane 6, it'll be A.V. Namey, also Ames, seed time 1:38.63. Those will be your two 100-yard backstroke junior varsity swimmers.
Up next, 100-yard backstroke junior varsity. In lane 14, Violet Rummery. In lane 15, A.V. Namey. Mr. Starter.
Looks like Rummery up to a little quicker start than Namey. We'll see what happens here. It looks like Namey moving ahead of Rummery now, ever so slightly, as we go under the backstroke flags at the far side of the pool. Namey making the turn a couple seconds probably ahead of Rummery. out to, being close to a body length lead, not quite there, but Mimi over Rummery. Under the backstroke flags, Mimi comes. First to the wall, her 50 split is going to be a 48-20. Rummery. Don't get a split for her. Reason her pad didn't harm. Mimi making the turn for home. So it's going to be Mimi to the wall first here. A time of 1:35.94, 47.74. Last 50 for her. Rummery to the wall in a 1:44.65. Looks like we might have a disqualification. So next up, we're going to have the varsity version, if you will, of the 100-yard backstroke. We'll have 3 swimmers from both teams here. Bit of a delay here, I think, while we process the disqualification. All right, so in lane 3, it'll be Alex Lasak of Marshalltown in this 100-yard backstroke for varsity. In lane 4, Lily Vanderlinden of Ames. She has a seed time this season of 1:08.37. In lane 5, Addie Elmore of Marshalltown. In lane 6, Kai Thompson of Ames with a 1:02.03 seed time on the season. In lane 7, Frankie Long of Marshalltown. And in lane 8, Lillian Ostermeyer of Ames with a 1:14.13 seed time. Looks like only the Ames swimmers using the ledges under the water. We'll see if that gives them any advantages here. It does look like even at the midway point, all of the Ames swimmers, except for one in the top 3, I guess. All right. 31.39 for Kai Thompson to be our first place swimmer at the 50. Lane 8, Lillian Ostermeyer, 35.36. For whatever reason, we're not getting lane 4. The lane is on, but Kai Thompson first to the wall, 1:04.15. Second to the wall, our missing swimmer, Jalen Light. Third to the wall, Addie Elmore in a 1:10.14. Fourth is Lillian Ostermeyer, 1:13.35. Fifth, Alex Lasek, Marshalltown, 1:17.48. And Frankie Long, Marshalltown, 1:29.52. All All right, next up we have the girls 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity all aim swimmers in lanes 4, 6, and 8. In lane 4 it'll be Sava Sirigaretti with a 156.52 so far this season. In lane 6, Emma Warmy of Ames, a 137.77. In lane 8, it's Tui Faisal, a 159.21. And we're off. Looks like it's Emma Warmy out to the early lead here by about a body length over Sirigaretti and Faisal as we come to under the backstroke flags at the far end. Warmy first to make the turn at the 25. Looks like Sirigaretti going to be the second to turn and Faisal will be the third. Warmy under the backstroke flags here as we come to the halfway point of this 100-yard breaststroke. First 50 of 46.60 for Warmy. Sirigaretti making the turn at 52.49. Faisal with a 57.56. As a reminder, Emma Warmy with a 137.77 best time. I'd say she has a decent chance of that if she can keep her speed that she had in that last 25. 137.77 for Warmy. Sirigaretti has a 156.52 and a 159.21 for Faisal. As Warmy comes under the flags, I think she is going to be outside of her best at breaststroke time this season by a couple of seconds. So 139.48 for her, 137.77 was her best time on the season. Looks like Sirigaretti might have a chance at will get her best time on the season. There's no doubt about that. 152.46, beating her best time this year by nearly 4 seconds. Just over 4 full seconds, actually. Faisal in with a 2:01.08, just a little over her best time so far this year. So congratulations to Sirigaretti for getting her best time so far this year. Next up, we'll have the 100-yard breaststroke varsity. We have a full house of 6 lanes here in the varsity. In lane 3, it'll be Rachel Case of Marshalltown. In lane 4, Aubrey Hansen of Ames with a 121.11. In lane 5, Adele Beek of Marshalltown. In lane 6, Maddie Hermson of Ames, 114.74. In lane 7, Aya Karoom of Marshalltown. In lane 8, Claire Wang of Ames with a 121.48. So Aubrey Hansen in lane 4 with a 121.11. Maddie Hermson in 6 with a 114.74. And Claire Wang in lane 8 with a 121.48. Pretty even in lanes 4, 5, and 6 at the moment, though it looks like 5 and 6, that would be Beek and Hermson maybe starting to edge away from the rest of the field as they make the turn at the 25. Beek starting to pull away from everyone now as Hansen starts to move up on Hermson for second place. So at the 50, it's going to be Beek first. 35.10, followed by Hansen's 35.57, Hermson's 35.90. Rachel Case in fourth with a 37.50. Aya Karoom making the midway turn with a 53.64. Not much has changed in that battle for first, second, and third. It's still Beek. Battle for second, that would be between Hansen and Hermson. It's going to be Beek to the wall first. Hermson with the noselead, but who gets it? It is Hermson. So Beek with a 1:13.68 to win. Hermsen second, 1:15.81. Here 2 seconds back, her teammate Aubrey Hansen with the 1:16.01. Claire Wang fourth with a 1:20.43. Rachel Case fifth, 1:22.05. Aya Karoon coming under the backstroke flags to round out her 100-yard breaststroke. She's going to end up with a time of 1:54.87. Aubrey Hansen's 1:16.01, a 5-second time drop for her. Claire Wang's 1:20, also a time drop for her. Maddie Hermsen's 1:15.81, just off of her best time. So now, everyone, perhaps for some the most exciting race of the swim meet, the 400-yard freestyle relay. So we're going to have 3 Ames teams, 1 Marshalltown team. So in lane 4 it'll be the Ames B with the seed time of 4:07.97. That B relay in lane 4 will be composed of Jalen Light, Megan McLeod, Claire Wang, and Addison Binkowski. In lane 5 it'll be Marshalltown's A relay. Emma Case, Drea Sarin, Addie Elmore, and Leah Hernandez. In lane 6, the Ames A relay, Alex Powers, Kai Thompson, Ellie McCorkle, and Maya Mogard. In lane 8, it'll be the Ames C relay, Stella Ellis, Annalise Johnson, Julia Gray, and Mickey Jacobson. The A relay for Ames, swimming in lane 6, has a seat time of 3:46.78. So keep that in mind. Ames A relay out to the early lead here. Alex Powers to the first 51st, 28.12. Jalen Light there at 29.08. Emma Case 29.67 for Marshalltown. Stella Ellis 35.37. Alex Powers bringing that A relay to the wall first, but not far behind is the Ames B relay with Jalen Light. Neither is Marshalltown's A relay with Emma Case. All second swimmers in the water now. Megan McLeod in 4, Drea Sarin in 5, Kai Thompson in 6, Annalise Johnson in 8. Kai Thompson past the midway point now, 22.43. Well, that's a little deceptive, that time there, because the time for the last swimmer was a bit delayed. The pad didn't fire right away when she touched, so I would argue probably add 4 seconds or more perhaps to that split. Nonetheless, it is Kai Thompson powering the Ames A relay to an even bigger lead now. Ellie McCorkle in the water now. Drea Sarin bringing Marshalltown up into second place with that 32.53 last 50 split for her. The Ames B relay has Claire Wang in the water now. In lane 5 for Marshalltown, it's Addie Elmore. In lane 6, Ellie McCorkle. And in lane 8, Annalise Johnson. Ellie McCorkle making the turn at the first 50 of her 100. That split at 25.82. Marshalltown going to be second to the wall at this point in the race. 29.07 from Addie Elmore. 2:32.54. Claire Wang with a 33.38 for the B relay. Anchor swimmer now coming up for the Ames A relay in lane 6. That swimmer is going to be Maya Mogard. 29.36 last 50 for Ellie McCorkle. Anchor swimmer in the water for Marshalltown now, that's Leah Hernandez. Last 50 now for Maya Mogard, 28.84 on her last 50 split. Somebody must have been slow getting out of the water for Marshalltown. Pretty sure Leah didn't swim a 17-second 50. So the Ames A relay wraps up their race to win in a 3:53.18. Marshalltown B relay second, 4:03.53. Looks like the Ames B relay is going to come in third with Addison Binkowski on the anchor, 4:17.33 for that relay. Ames C relay about to make the turn for home here. That swimmer would be Mickey Jakobsen. I do believe I may have heard the official disqualify the Ames C relay in lane 8 for an early takeoff on the fourth swimmer. That said, 4:51.23 for that group of Ames swimmers. With that wraps up our swimming for this evening. See if we can't get a quick update on some team scores here. Through event 24. Get those for you. There's your scores for varsity this evening. Ames High School 201 to Marshalltown 54. Hey, we thank everyone for joining us here this evening at the Dan Flannery Pool. I look forward to catching you back here at the Dan Flannery Pool. So I look at the schedule real quick. October 4th, I won't be there, but we should have a live stream for you still. I'll be back here on October 7th to give you the play-by-play as the Little Cyclones take on Des Moines North. But don't miss that October 4th. Saturday morning, Ames Girls Swim and Dive invite. I think diving's at 8:15. I believe swimming might be in the neighborhood of 11, but don't quote me on that. Check with your friends and family to confirm the swim time if you don't have a diver. And even if you don't have a diver, maybe take a little bit of time and watch diving. All right, once again, I'm Tony Houseman. Thanks for joining me this evening here from the Dan Flannery Pool on the campus of Ames High School, where the Ames Little Cyclones defeat the Marshalltown Bobcats. Have a great evening.